Good morning, FlossTube. I'm Sally. I'm StitchySally here on FlossTube and also over on Instagram if you would like to follow me over there as well. Today is Wednesday the 16th of March 2022 and this is FlossTube number 20. Welcome back to my channel and welcome if you are a new viewer. It's really nice to have you here, just sitting and seeing what I have been stitching, what I've been buying, and just general waffle really. If you've been here before, you know that I do have a tendency to waffle. Do apologise for that. Just get a little bit carried away sometimes. Anyway, I have a finish, I have a new start, and I have some whips. As I said, I have some haul. I also have some of Abby's stitching to show you. And I have a giveaway as well. Not a massive giveaway, just something that's from my stash. Just to celebrate 600 subscribers, and I have managed to stay at 600. I think I'm at 603 now, so at least it's been consistent at the moment. But we'll see where it goes. So I will start. So I can't get comfy this morning. So my finish, and you'll have to excuse because I haven't ironed my finish. I don't iron. I do not iron my whips because I just think it can't do it any good to iron it every floss tube. So, and I've not ironed this yet because I've not decided how I'm going to finish it. So this is a little Ukrainian piece bed, which was designed by Mary, madmarytwo on Instagram, and you can find the chart on Instagram. I cannot remember how to save from Instagram then to be able to print out, so I just screenshotted it and then just stitched off my iPad. And I've just stitched that in the DMC that Mary chose, and I don't actually know what this is. I think it's just a scrap that I had. I'll stitch it on there. As I say, I don't know how I'm going to finish it. Don't really know. Maybe just a teeny weeny pillar, or I don't know if I could work out how to maybe make it into a badge, or I don't really know, to be honest. But I need to get some finishing done, really. And then this is part of my haul, and it's also my new start, and it's Fiddlesticks Au, and it's Nightingale. And I don't know if you can still get this or not, but this was available on the Fiddlesticks website, and the proceeds go to the Red Cross in Ukraine for the relief effort over there. And it's such a beautiful pattern. I didn't know that the nightingale is the national bird of the Ukraine, obviously, until I saw this. And I'm stitching this in the called for DMC, and I'm nearly finished with it actually. I haven't got a lot more to do. So that is on 35 count pale grey linen, and as I say, just using the DMC. So all I have to do is just finish his tail off, and then there's just a few stitches in there to fill in and do the back stitch, and that will be done. And I think I will finish that into a little pillar. I quite like pillar finishes because they're just so easy. So that is that one. Right, so we'll move on to my usual whips that you see every week. You don't see anything different particularly from me because I don't have lots of different whips. I admire anybody that can, as I have said that before. I admire anybody that can, but it wouldn't be for me. It would drive me mad. So, sorry, the first whip is Plum Street Samplers, Always Remember. And as I've said before, I'm not going to stitch the eagle, sorry. Change it to the Union Jack and change the wording as well. Haven't yet decided what I'm doing, but I'll decide as I go along. And those are my threads. I'm using mostly DMC, and I do have a couple of the classic colour works, which in my last video I called Crescent Colours because they used to be called Crescent Colours. So yeah, and sorry, I have a bit of a frog in my throat this morning. And that is my progress. And I did have a visit from the frog. The frog doesn't seem to want to leave me alone at the moment. So I'd missed out a couple of stitches on here. So then it meant that the whole of that stem was out. And I'd already got so far up before I realised what I'd done. I thought I can't leave it because it's just going to mean that everything is too far over. So I unpicked it, and I did manage to get so much restitched as well. So I'm hoping on Monday, when I pick it up again, because this is my Monday stitch, I'm hoping just to get all the poppies finished, put the flag in. I don't think I'll get the flag in on Monday, but put the flag in and then work out how I'm going to do the wording on it, because I think I want to either put "Lest We Forget" something, something like that. So I think I can kind of see a light at the end of the tunnel on that one now. I've got Abby's stitch in here, which I'm going to end up knocking on the floor if I'm not careful. And then my Tuesday night stitch is the Blackbird design sal that I do with Barb and Mouse. Mouse didn't stitch with us last night because she was on granny duties. She's looking after her granddaughter. Barb and I are stitching this one, Christmas Garden, from the Home for the Holidays book. And I'm stitching it with DMC. These are the thread keeps that Sharon Shasbruce very kindly sent me. Those colours are showing up pretty nice this morning, actually. The camera on my laptop is pretty rubbish, to be honest. It doesn't really show the colours particularly well. And I'm stitching this on a piece of foxglove and lace linen in 36 count latte. Just trying to get it in a position where it actually looks pretty good. There, maybe. So, and as you can see, I really should have turned my brightness up on my screen before I started because I can't see it terribly well. So I think since the last time I showed this, I have got these two motifs done, these here, two birds, and these flowers over here. And I just love stitching this. And this, I don't know, sometimes you just get that linen that is perfect, and this is that linen. It is absolutely gorgeous to stitch on. Because sometimes I do tend to find with hand-dyed linen that obviously in the dyeing process it really narrows up the holes, if you get what I mean. Am I explaining that really well? But yeah, you do tend to find that, but this is just, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect. I love it. So that's my, sorry, I'm just going to put everything back because if I don't, I'll just have a whole mess. And do excuse me if my stomach starts rumbling because I am hungry, and it is 25 to 12. So my Wednesday stitch, so I'm just going to grab a drink. I've got to be careful with that cup because it's just a bit, it's a bit odd, and it tends to, the handle's a bit odd and it tends to tip in your hand. My Wednesday night stitch is Sue Hillis Designs Study in Blue, which was my New Year's Day start. And Barb's stitching this one as well, and then Sue also had a New Year's Day start, as did Lainey. Not the same, but... And I'm stitching this with all the recommended fabric and threads, gassed dungarees, and my fabric is 32 count vintage country mocha. Get that one out of the way. Nope. Can't see the bit that I'm going to show you. So I think, oops. I think the last time I'd finished the pin cushion, but if I didn't, there's the pin cushion. Can't actually remember now. This is why I should watch my videos before I start to film again. And then I stitched the fob, and then at the bottom there, you can see I have made a start on the alphabet. And I think that's going to take quite a bit of stitching. But we'll see how it goes. And I'm really enjoying this. It is such a lovely piece to stitch. Really, really nice. So that is that one. Right, let's talk amongst yourselves a minute while I put these away. And then my Thursday stitch. Excuse me. Just get everything up. Oh, I am going to lose that off in a minute. Is my hashtag Stitch for Ukraine, hashtag Stitchy Princess Sal. And it is obviously a design by Stitchy Princess, and it is Night Alphabet Sampler. And Katerina includes the Ukrainian alphabet and the English alphabet. I'm stitching the Ukrainian alphabet. And I'm using the DMC. And this is a piece of 32 count blue spruce. Sorry, crease right down the middle. Blue spruce linen from Zweigart. And that's maybe there. Maybe. And I have got the moon, I've got the sun, and I've got some of the alphabet. I'm not terribly keen on the linen. I think if I'd gone with a Murano, I'd have been better, because obviously with it being a bit darker, it's not quite so easy to see. But I think that's just really lovely. And so, sometimes I forget that I'm stitching the Ukrainian alphabet, and I'm like, that doesn't look anything like it, whatever. And I'm like, no, you're not stitching the English alphabet, you're stitching Ukrainian. Remember what you are doing. But that, it's really nice to stitch as well. Really, really like it. And it's nice just to show your support to the Ukrainian designers with everything that's going on right now. I just hope to God there is an end to it soon, before there's any more bloodshed and just total destroying properties. It's not good, but that is all I'm going to say. And my Friday night stitch is it's Laurie Holt being my Bonnet, and it is from the Prim Stitch series, and it's Pleasant and Gentle. And again, I had a visit from the frog. There are going to be frog's legs on offer if they don't stop. Sorry if you are a fan of frogs. And I am only joking, just in case. So I had miscounted. Well, I hadn't miscounted. I hadn't really looked, because there are 5 stitches at this end here when you start the border on here, and then it goes to 4 stitches, but I didn't see that and I thought I was doing 5 stitches. I got quite a way across before I realised, so I got it unpicked and I managed to get it restitched as well, thankfully. So I've just got to do up this side and then all the fillings and the filling on the dress, and she's done. Seems a lot when you say it like that, actually. So I might have a finish this Friday. I might not. I do think she is beautiful and I love this shape. So there we go on my sheep stitch. And then on a Saturday I do another Blackbird design sal, and this time it's with Laney Main. I am stitching from My Heart Is True, and just bear with me, I'll find the picture to show you. There we go. And I'm stitching a flock of birds. I am using gingham linen, but it's a different shade. It's some that I had in my stash. And I don't really know what happened on Saturday, because usually I'm kind of procrastinating on wanting to get going with it. And I decided I wanted to catch up on Floss Tube. And there's always, on a night, there's always something that my husband wants to watch on TV. So unless he's out, which is usually once a month, I don't get a chance to watch Floss Tube on the TV in an evening. So I thought I'll put my iPad on my knee, and of course then I've got my chart on my knee. It's awkward, to be honest, put my headphones in. But I find that it gets my neck, and I don't particularly like using headphones either, because I do have bother with my right ear. But I just got on. I watched some Floss Tubes, and by the time I put this down, I couldn't believe how much I'd got done. And I know that sounds really crazy. So all I need to do is just finish this bit here, and then a bird goes in that, and I think there's a couple of birds down here and the border. So I was so pleased with how much I got done. Honestly, I know it sounds crazy, absolutely crazy, but I just couldn't believe what I'd got done. So I was really happy. So yeah, really like how that is looking now. I must admit, I was a bit sort of, oh, I don't really know that I want to stitch this now, but I've started to enjoy it more. And then my final whip is my birthday stars, and that is to the hashtag StitchySally's Winter Birthday Sal. And this was the one that I decided to start with Thy Needle and Thread, Winter Rose Manor. I was nearly going to do my usual and mash a load of words together and make a new word or two, which I'm very good at. I blame it on the menopause. And I am really sorry because the colours never show really well on this, particularly the house. My house always looks lilac-y and it isn't. And these are my threads, which are in a bit of a mess. How do people keep their threads nice and tidy? Mine always end up in such a mess. And that's the one that I'm using. See, look, it looks lilac-y. It is not showing true to colour at all. Doesn't matter what I do, it does not show true to colour. That is pink, believe it or not. Stupid camera. So I'm still beavering away on that house. Nearly at the top. And then I've got to do all the filling in on the windows, do the door, get the roof on. The builders are a little slow, but they're getting there. I do love this. Absolutely love this piece. And that is on 40 count Vintage Country Mocha, which is my absolute favourite fabric. And I changed the colour for the house, the manor, and I also changed, I can't remember what I changed, I think was it hazelnut, I think. Classic Colourworks hazel, and I've used Weeks Dye Works pecan. I don't even know whether it's anywhere near, it quite possibly isn't. And rather than I can't even remember what the thread was for the white bits, I have chosen B5200. Blowing out there. So that is my final whip. So I'm just going to show you now some of Abby's stitching. Now, Abby had been looking for this particular pattern that she'd seen on Instagram, and oh, I've done it, I've got bits stuck in my zip. Anyway, I don't know how I came across it. I think somebody had mentioned sort of when the threat of the Russian invasion in the Ukraine was being talked about. Somebody on Instagram had said about supporting Ukrainian designers, and this particular pattern came up, so I went and did a search and I found her Etsy shop, and it is Patterns by S.A. Stitch, and that's Svetlana, and this is the one that Abby chose. It's the rabbits. So she borrowed some threads, used some of my threads, and she bought herself quite a large piece of 14 count Vintage Country Mocha, And that is her finish. Isn't he so cute? He is absolutely adorable. And I said to her, there's a lot of backstitch, long stitch. And she just took it all in her stride. I mean, she stitched before, a lot of years ago. But she just decided that she wanted to stitch this, and stitch it she did. And when she had her week off, obviously before she had her panic attack, she finished this. She was determined to get it finished before she went to work. And I'd often go up into her bedroom and she'd be there beavering away on it. So then she wanted to do, she fancied doing sorry, that one, the squirrel. So she could hang them both together. So she went and bought herself this one the other day. Because I actually said to her, we don't know what's going to happen. If you want it, go and get it. Because who knows, you know, if Etsy will end up hopefully not shutting down Ukrainian sellers. Or whatever, I don't know. So she bought herself it, and she'd actually bought herself a big enough piece of the Vintage Country Mocker to stitch a few more pieces. And she keeps saying to me, I'm not going to go mad on it, I'm just going to do a little bit at a time, I'm not going to go mad. And there it is. There is her start. And he's really cute as well. I absolutely adore him. And she was saying that she felt quite stressed on Monday morning. She'd ended up getting called into work. She should have had Monday and Tuesday off, but she ended up getting called into work because somebody was off sick. She only had a short afternoon shift, but she's still not right really, and she said she stitched on this rather than doing anything else in the morning before she went to work, and it just calmed her down. So I think she's converted, don't you? But yeah, I think he is adorable. I mean, he looks great even before you get the back stitching. So I'll just move those out of the way. So, haul. And do I have quite a bit of haul? After saying that I wasn't going to buy much. But we'll talk about that in a minute. So, you may remember last time I talked about I couldn't make my mind up whether I wanted the 2 Emma Congdon books that were available for £5 each in the works. Well, I did. I gave Abby some money to get them for me. So I got Cross Stitch for the Earth. And there are some really, really lovely designs in here. And I actually made Jess laugh because I don't know which, sorry, I'm messing here, I'm really sorry. I don't actually know which design it was now. Which one was it? This one, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody. Be kind to all that live. Except for snakes. Sorry if you like snakes. I'm scared of snakes. Very. Forget I said that. And then I got the cross stitch for the sole as well, and again, absolutely beautiful patterns in these. Whether I'll actually ever get around to stitching any is a different matter. But yeah, I mean, obviously there's some that I won't stitch, but there's plenty that I would stitch. And then I did my first order ever with Create Nostalgia at Sally and Mary in Wales. I'd heard of them before, but it wasn't really until Lainey went while she was on holiday last year. And they have a fantastic array of charts and threads and things. I can't think. And I saw Amanda, Alba Stitcher, I think I said last time, maybe I can't actually remember, had started stitching this, and Sally at Create Nostalgia is also stitching this. And I thought, you know what, I've looked at him quite a few times since he was released, Cottage Garden Samplings Christmas Eve, and I just love just everything. His robe, the sack, I mean even his beard, and I think he's just absolutely amazing. So I also picked up the two Gast, I think they are, yes, the two Gast. And I keep saying I'm leaning away from buying fancy flosses, because I do have some older of the fancy flosses, and of course some of the newer dye lots are not the same. And it's fine if you're stitching over 2/2, you can just blend them, but if you're not, it's a bit difficult to use the old one up if they're so different. And I know it's a thing that happens, you can't help it if dyes change and things like that. So I think I'm leaning away from buying them, to be honest. But yeah, I did get those, and I did get some burnt orange. I've been waiting for burnt orange for quite a while, to come back in wherever. But they'd got it in, so I got a skein of burnt orange as well, because that's used in the Fox from the Year in the Woods series. And I just picked up I think a DMC as well that I was running out of. So yeah, that was my very first experience of Create Nostalgia, and it won't be my last, although the way I'm going, it's like I say, we'll talk about that in a minute. And then I have been looking for something to stitch for the Queen's Platinum Jubilee. I can't pass it by because obviously it's a hell of a milestone. And I am very proud to live in a country where we have a monarchy. I know a lot of people don't agree with the monarchy, but I certainly do. Don't agree with what some of the monarchy do. But yeah, we won't talk about that. And I'd had a follow request, because my Instagram account is private. And then at least I can, because there's a lot, let's face it, there's a lot of weirdos. And a lot of people claiming to be somebody that they're not. I know they're everywhere, but so my Instagram account is private so that I can make my own mind up rather than them just following me. And this particular business had asked to follow me, and I went and had a look. And it's Cosford Rise Stitchery, and this is Platinum Jubilee. And as I say, I've been looking for a Jubilee stitch, Platinum Jubilee stitch, and I hadn't really seen one. There's some nice ones, but I hadn't really seen one that just jumped out at me and said, please stitch me, until this one. So I had to go and get this one. I'll link to the Etsy shop in the description box down below. So yeah, I really like this one. I think it's a really nice one. So I'd like to start that soon, so at least I can get it stitched and finished for the celebrations in June. Yeah, so that is really, and it's only £3, so it's inexpensive. And if you go and have a look as well, she does have some really nice charts on her Etsy as well. And then I'd seen quite a few people stitching this one, and when I bought my two charts from Stitchy Princess, I'd done an ad over this one, and then I ended up going back to get it. Miss Sunflower. And Katerina has suggested some blues for a dress instead to represent the Ukraine. Because the Ukrainian flag, obviously, as everybody knows, is blue and yellow, not orange. So, yeah, too much stash, too much stash. And then, of course, it was Nashville near the wet market. And I was trying to be good. I thought, I'm not going to order anything, pre-order anything. But then I did. So the first one that I saw that I knew was this one, Kathy Barrick, The Moons of 2022. And she showed a preview, and it was some of the bits from the bottom, and I just fell in love. I obviously didn't know what the rest of it was going to be like, but I just liked the little animals. The little animals in here. And then she showed a bit with the birds, and I just really like that. And I'm desperate to start it and get it done this year, because obviously it's the Moons of 2022. She does include the Moons of 2023 as well, just in case. There's only some differences. Excuse me. I kind of like the names for this year. But because obviously I have got 2 biggies on the go, and then I've also got that huge alphabet to do on the Sue Hillis Study in Blue. I don't really want to start it just yet, so I'm going to have to see. But I definitely would like to start it. So I'd emailed Sue about that at Peakside, because Sue actually went to Nashville. And then I saw this come up on Stacey Nash Primitives, and it's Merry Merry Pink Keep. Now I already have the Fair Snowfall Pink Keep, I think it is, and the Rose Cottage Pink Keep, and I love this. There's reindeer, so cute. And why is it I always go for houses? No houses on that one, no houses on the moons. But yeah, I really like this one. And I've got to get, well, I don't have to get, but I will get at some point, is the pumpkin. There's a pumpkin one as well that came out at Expo last year. So I want to get that one at some point as well. And then of course I had said to Sue that there had been rumours of a Blackbird Designs book coming out sometime in the spring. Didn't know whether it was going to be Nashville, and it was going to have a basket of memories in it. Obviously didn't know what else was going to be in it, but I said, if it's there, can you please get me that? A Heart Remembers. And this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I will just do a quick flick through. Somebody else may well have done one, but I will just do a quick flick through. So we have Heart Remembers. That's beautiful. That's a reproduction. Or should I say it's from an original sampler. And then we have Heart and Home Patchwork, which was originally, it was bonus charts from a Loose Feathers series, which I had them. I stitched the majority of them as well. I think there was maybe only one that I didn't stitch because I didn't particularly like it, and I didn't stitch this. And I sold them on. I think it was 2008. And then I had regrets, and by that time they were out of print and going for a ridiculous amount of money. So I'm really, really pleased to see this in this book. And then we have Where My Heart Blooms, which again, it was one of the 2008 loose feathers, and I have stitched this. And then Basket of Memories, which is the one that I really, really wanted. I didn't have that, and obviously it was out of print. And then My Dear Friend. And I can see I'm going to want to stitch everything, obviously apart from that one that I have done. And then we have Anniversary Happiness to You, Dear Friends. Oh, those birds. Those birds are cute. And Heart of the Home. Forget Me Not. The only problem with this is I'm no good at hearts finishing. I'm going to have to learn, aren't I? And then finally, Wildflower Guide. That is lovely. I think this was, that one was first released as a kit at Nashville Market in 2012. I've actually I don't think I've seen it before. So I don't know how many of those, obviously, well, other than the loose feathers ones that are not new, I don't know how many are new or how many have sort of been released before as class pieces or whatever. Right, so let's see. Oh, this is going to be a bit of a long one, I am sorry. So, a giveaway for my 600 followers. Now, this one I bought from a lady at the craft group that I used to go to, because it's still not started up again yet. And she was selling them for a friend who was raising funds for her church. So the chart is in absolute pristine condition. The only thing it's got, obviously, ticks on the, obviously whoever stitched it, it's got ticks on the threads that she had, and also on the photo there is some writing, which is, I think it's the bead numbers. There's no header, no header for it, but there is, like I say, the chart is in absolute pristine condition, and it's Lavender and Lace, Angel of Winter. So if you would like to be in with a chance of winning this, I don't know whether anybody's going to want it or not, but we'll give it a go. Use the word angel. And please don't say giveaway, competition, any words like that that might bring the bots in or people who are just entering for the hell of it. I want it to go to somebody who will actually stitch it. Please be a subscriber if possible, and please be over 18 so that I can ask for your address. I am going to have to say within the UK only, I'm afraid, because of postage costs. It's getting a little bit ridiculous now. So yeah, if you would like that, please use the word angel, and I will pick a winner in my next video, which will hopefully be in a couple of weeks. I think I've covered everything there, I would say. Don't use those words. So yeah, use the word angel, and I'll try and work out how to use the random comment picker thing. I might be asking some of you who use it to tell me what to do if I can't work it out. So yeah, if you'd like to be in with a chance of that. So I think that is just about everything. I am having a bit of a crisis with my stash. I kind of got to the stage where I have sort of thinking I've got so much and I'm not getting any of it stitched, and you know, I'm 58, who knows how much longer I'm going to be able to keep stitching. Not that I'm saying at 58 I'm old, because I'm not, you know, I'm a spring chicken. But yeah, I think I'm going to have to try so much harder. I mean, obviously I was doing quite well with not buying, but it's just like I have all this beautiful stash, and it kind of hurts a little bit that I'm not getting it stitched, and the thought that I'm never going to get it stitched. You know, obviously I've got a lot of Blackbird designs books that have a lot in them, and I just want to stitch everything that I've got. So yeah, I think I'm just going to have to try a lot harder to behave. But it's difficult because I like getting stitchy first. It cheers me up. But yeah, I think I'm just going to have to be a little bit more careful. I had a lot more to say on the subject, to be honest, and now I just don't know what to say. So yeah. So thank you to everybody who left well wishes for Abby. She is doing a little bit better. She has a colleague who she gets on really well. She gets on with everybody. She gets on with all her colleagues. But there is one particular colleague who is the only one that's left from when she started in the job, 7.5 years ago now, I think. And she gets on really well with it, and she calls her a work mum. And she very rarely works with her now, which upsets her because she likes to work with her. And she has actually worked with her quite a bit in the past couple of weeks, which has been nice for her. And she actually asked her if she knew what had brought the panic attack on, and Abby being Abby, she kind of wasn't quite sure whether she should say, but she did. And she was so relieved. She came in from work on the night and she was so different. She was more of her usual self because she'd got it off her chest, and she realised that she wasn't the only one who was having this problem. It's not a problem that can be solved, but at least she knows that she's not the only one. So that was nice to see her that way, and she really wants to see if she can get a shift at least once a week with this lady. And I know that she looks after her, she'll look out for her. And it's really nice because nobody else has asked her how she is. And not even the area manager, who we tried to ring. We didn't know at the time she was on holiday. But surely when she came back off holiday, she'll have listened to all her messages, and she's not even been in contact saying, "Are you okay? Is there anything we can do?" And I know I'm going to rant here, and I'm very sorry for anybody who works for this company, who you know. But for a company who last year and the year before were really championing mental health and wanting to help people, they don't do a very good job, or at least not in this area anyway. But that's all I'm going to say before I maybe get into trouble. But yeah. So, that's all from me. I'm very sorry it is not far off an hour long. Do apologise. I know a lot of people don't like long videos. They do prefer the shorter ones, but I did have quite a bit to show you this week, so thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment if you would like as well. I love to get comments, really do love to get comments. I don't get quite as many as I have done in the past, but I know people are busy, people lead very busy lives. So yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you hopefully in a couple of weeks' time. Take care, stay safe, bye.